Let's go for it!
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave, the host of The Dark Stuff. So I'm basically wanting to do this video about the new Replacements box set. Haven't actually gotten mine yet. It was supposed to be released on the 22nd of October. It's October 27th now. As usual, I pre-ordered it, and as usual, I don't get it until after the fact. But I was told that it was supposed to be, that it was already delivered, scheduled for delivery today. I got this text from the post office saying that to expect delivery Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. It is now 10:53 a.m. So, this morning I've been listening to the original record, you know, the Sorry Ma, because that's what the box set's about. Was checking out the bonus tracks on the CD, which came out a few years ago through Rhino and Rykodisc, and now just waiting for my box set. And I'm gonna try and, you know, I'll do one of those openings and whatever, and then we'll talk about the music at a later time, and it'll all be into one video. So we'll see if this gets here by 11. They've got 6 minutes at this point. All right, just got word that the package is here, so we're gonna switch to this mode. Go out my front door, grab it. There's the box. Well, the box, I don't know about this packaging. There it is. Okay. Go back inside. Okay, there's my cat, Blackie. Of course, she's waiting for the thing, too. Run through. Quick look at the kitchen. All right. Guess I should probably feed the cats. Maybe that's what she's waiting for. Let's go downstairs into the bunker. Okay. And we're, of course, approaching the area. So this is what you're looking out at when you are seeing me do these videos. But I'm actually over here behind my desk. And this is where we're going to go and unbox this package. Now, I did get a notice from Rhino that some of the stuff from the bonus pack, or the whatever edition that I got, which is the everything edition, are missing some reproductions of some flyers. So that's not going to be in here. We've already determined that. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a 7-inch. Okay, dispensing with that. Let's go ahead and open up this thing. X-Acto knife. I don't usually do these openings because I don't actually watch them when other people do it, but okay, here we go. 7-inch. It's a reproduction of their first single. Okay, for I'm in Trouble, backed with If Only You Were Lonely, which they actually reproduced a couple years ago when they did a different box. But okay, it's in a hard packaging here. And those do look like the old twin tone labels. I mean, they're using the original logo, so it's nice. I mean, they're keeping it to period. But I mean, the giveaway is it does say 2021 on the back. So, okay, so that's the first thing. That's cool. I am wearing my replacement sweatshirt. I would be wearing my replacement's hat, but I don't like the way it fits. It's one of these like flex fit deals. Like, I don't like that style of hat. I like the more adjustable hat, but that's just so you understand my hat preferences. I had to get that into the video. So I bought that years ago, and I've never really been comfortable wearing it because I just don't think it looks good. Okay, whoa. We're getting to the box set now. Here it is. It's like a hardcover book. It's really thick. It's great. Okay, so there's the hype sticker. I'll take a picture of it. So this is already shaping up to be a lot like the Pleased to Meet Me box set, which was really, really good. In terms of the way that it's formatted and the way that it was made. Okay, make sure to hold on to this little hype sticker. Okay. Someone quick open up the box. I'm gonna look at it first, then I'm gonna show it. Oh, okay, interesting. So, the back, this is weird, because the back titles, this is a sticker just stuck over the box. And I wonder if it was because there was a mistake, or if it was because that was always the way it was designed. But this is a sticker that's just placed on there. Anyways, so that's my first mark against it, but I don't really care. Not going to be a big deal. Okay, so you got the LP on this side. You got the 4 CDs on this side. This is exactly like the Pleased to Meet Me box. Now the question really is the book and the liner notes. Which is here with the on the vinyl side. Holy crap. Just taking a quick look at this, I mean, I'm already seeing photographs that I have never seen before. Stuff of them inside the studio. I mean, here's a shot when they were still Dog Breath. That's the band they were before Paul Westerberg joined. Wow. Really early photos. I mean, God, this is gonna take me forever to go through and read. But once again, extremely nice. Well done. Here's some handwritten lyrics from Paul. We've also got photos of the band in the studio. There's Bobby and Tommy. Oh man, wow, this is great. So I'm gonna cut here, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about the music. But as far as this sticker's now even coming up. Oh, it's just a picture of the band underneath it. I mean, the rest of the photos that would be on the back cover of the album. Anyways, so CD 1 is a remastered version of Sorry Ma, again remastered again. CD 2 is the early recordings, demos, studio outtakes. It's called Raised in the City, the early recordings. CD 3, tapes rolling, studio outtakes, alternates, and home demos. And some of this is what I'm really looking forward to hearing. Is there actual basement recordings that they did themselves? Basement version, Rattlesnake, Taking a Ride, basement version. We'll Get Drunk, customer basement version. This is the stuff that I really want to hear. Okay, then the CD 4, Unsuitable for Airplay, the Lost KFAI concert, live at 7th Street Entry, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 12381. So this is not taking the audio from that famous video that Twin Tone put up. So that's cool. Okay, and then LP, Deliberate Noise, the alternate Sorry Ma, which I'm assuming is just taking mixes from these other... I mean, alternate mix, alternate mix, alternate mix, alternate version. I'm not really sure what that means. I guess I'll know more once I actually listen to it. So anyways, this will conclude this part of the video. And then, by the way, it was delivered 11:06, not exactly by 11, but close enough for government work. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so it took me, 5 hours or so to listen to the entire box set. I didn't listen to the new remastered version of Sorry Ma, the 2021 remaster, because it was just remastered in 2008 on that CD that I showed earlier. So I decided I would skip that one and just do the outtake CDs, the 2 CDs of that, the live record, and then the alternate Sorry Ma, which is just comprised of tracks from the first 2 CDs. So they're not really separate things. But let's delve into it. So I love this box set. This was great. I've been a collector of the replacements since the 80s, and I used to tape trade. And part of those tape trades was a lot of live shows, alternate versions, outtakes, and stuff like that. Stuff that Chris from Dixieland Farm really loves. And I did know some of these songs. And plus, over the years, with the expanded edition CDs, you've gotten some extra versions of these. So some of these I've heard. But there are a lot of songs on here that even me, who used to delve so deep into this stuff, had never heard. I've never heard You're Pretty When You're Rude, which is a solo demo from Paul Westerberg. It sounds kind of like Bob Dylan. It's like a real folky kind of Bob Dylan song. I'd never heard of Get Lost. I've never heard a studio version. I've heard them play it live before. I didn't hear... there's a thing, If Only You Were Lonely, called Working Version, which is like Paul trying the song like 3 or 4 different ways in one take. He would do it a little bit, and then he would stop, and then he would start it again in a sort of different style with like slightly different lyrics. And it's just fascinating, And I read the entire liner notes, written by Bob Mayer. Again, great. He does really, really good stuff when it comes to writing for the Replacements. And there's also that page that says a note from Pete Jesperson, which is important because if you don't know, he was their manager at the beginning. He's the one who discovered them. And this part of the band's origin story Pete is such a huge part of it. They ended up firing him in like 85, 86 or something. But the truth is, without Pete Jesperson, we might not even know who the Replacements are because he was a really early champion of them. You get to hear that initial demo that he heard, which was what I really wanted to hear, these sort of boombox tapes or these basement tapes. And those are great. And when you listen to it and you think like, okay, this is a band that just formed a few months ago, and now they're writing songs this complete and this good and this like clever and just well played and all this stuff. How could you not hear it, And it's easy for someone on the outside to say, well, now that it's the Replacements and you've been a fan for 30 years, when you hear it, it's like it taints your view. And yeah, of course it does taint it a little bit, because but the truth is, if I heard this demo, I would have fucking recognized the greatness of it. I did have a record label and I wanted to find the next Replacements. I thought I found someone that was close, but there is no other Replacements. But sometimes when you hear it, you just do. And this tape was like obvious. And in the liner notes, they talk about how Pete Jesperson would play the tape at first just in the back of the record store that he worked at, just for people who worked there. Then eventually he'd bring it out and play it in the store. And they became like a local legends with nothing out, they literally had nothing out. And another thing that I learned through reading these liner notes is the Replacements always had an aversion to the studio, and that's kind of known, and they always had problems capturing what they wanted to do in the studio. And so they were always just sort of tossed off recordings on some of their later Twin Tone stuff. But here, what they talked about was that, it took a little while for the band to get comfortable, but this Sorry Ma album, which is just a punk rock classic, was not done in some 2-day spurt where every single song was done just blazing fast. No, this was done over the course of many months of trying it out this week and then trying it out next week and then trying it out again, trying it again, trying it again. And that's kind of why there's so many versions of these songs, so the ones that made the Sorry Ma album were not nearly all the ones that were recorded, and that's something that I didn't know. I assumed they just bashed it out in a couple of days and that was it. But that's why there's so many different versions, and they're all slightly different because Paul would change the lyrics here and there or do something different on them. So the vinyl, called Deliberate Noise, the alternate Sorry Ma, just takes the songs from these two series of outtakes, alternate versions, and just assembles them in the running order that Sorry Ma was, and just plays them and says this was the alternate version of Sorry Ma. So it's not anything that you don't get with the 2 CDs. So I love this box set. I do question what they chose to put on vinyl and what they didn't, but keeping this concert off the vinyl means they could always release it separately as like a record store day thing, which is what they've done on earlier things. The live recording, great. I didn't have this one. January 23rd, 1981 at the 7th Street Entry. I did have a couple of 1981 shows from the Replacements, so I did know some of these live songs that they used to play, like their version of Trouble Boys, Off Your Pants, Excuse Me, Oh Baby, some of these ones that they used to play back in the old days. One thing I learned again from the liner notes was their song Looking For You that they used to play was actually the first song that Paul ever played for the band. You know, it later was used on Love Lines on Hootenanny. It was not even recorded on the first album. And another reason for that was they had over 30 songs that they were cutting during the making of the album. But Paul clipped out a bunch of them down to 18, which is what the running order is on the record. And he did that because any song that he had started working on prior to being in the Replacements, or anything that he had played to other people or played with other people prior to that, he scrapped all that shit. So that's why Looking For You was cut, and that's why some other early songs that they used to play live wasn't used on the record. And I get that, you know, of course, because you had newer stuff that you were more excited about. But it's too bad, because some of those songs were actually really good. And they say in the liner notes that, you know, when these other people played them, they were barely formed. So it's like Paul did complete it with the Replacements, but I get it. You have to limit it to some degree. You know, aside from me not getting the full package, which I didn't get my posters, the flyers, the little buttons or whatever, because those weren't ready yet, I guess. I'm still really happy with this. I'm confident Rhino will send it to me. I don't think they're gonna, you know, rip me off for those items or whatever. And every time I say I'm not gonna pre-order it because you don't get it on time, you get it later because they have to ship it or whatever. I don't see why they can't ship it like 2 days before it's supposed to come out. Like, they get it to the record stores on time, so that means they can ship it early. So that's just a note. It can be done. But I'm just incredibly impressed with this. I mean, I love this thing. So happy that I got it. Again, I know people's aversions to box sets and to get hyper minutia of listening to this stuff, but this is a band I've listened to for 34 years, going on 35. And for me, like, I'm unapologetic about it. I don't give a shit. This stuff is fantastic. I don't know how much deeper they can keep going. I mean, I just don't think they have enough stuff for like a Stink box set or Hootenanny. I don't know about Let It Be, but once they get past a certain point, you know, Paul wasn't walking over to Pete Jesperson's house with a cassette of songs that he just recorded by himself, giving it to Peter, and then walking away. You know, they weren't doing that. They were much more protective of their stuff. Yeah, great box set. I hope this video did something for you. I don't know. It definitely did something for me. It forced me to sit down and listen to it all in one sitting, and it's fucking great. You just remember just the interplay between them. I mean, and to think that Tommy Stinson was like 13 or 14 at the time, and he was so good on bass, and the guitar interplay between Bob and Paul Westerberg is just fucking amazing. The way they just trade off and doing it. And there are interviews with all of the guys. Obviously, the stuff from Bob was conducted a long time ago because he's been dead for 25 years. And I don't know if Chris and Tommy and Paul were actually commenting now or if they took it from other sources. Maybe he was interviewing them when he wrote the book or whatever. But really good, great insights. You know, you don't really hear the Replacements have never been a detail band. They don't like talking about specifics about stuff, or at least they never used to. And so now the fact that they can look back and find this stuff, you know, and find the memories there, and this is what I was thinking, and this is what I was doing, and you know, some of these guys are Paul Westerberg's friends, made comments about when they would first hear these songs and you know, their impressions of it, because they knew him as a teenager, and you know, when he was just wanted to be a lead guitar player, he didn't want to be a front man. Anyways, that's all I can really say. I think this thing is fantastic. I hopefully I get the buttons and the poster and the flyers and whatever it is that I'm supposed to be getting shortly. But you know, that has nothing to do with the main part of the box set is here. And again, another winner from Replacements and Rhino. Loving it. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.